Hello, everybody, all you aspiring writers out there. We are so excited to present an amazing topic for you to write, publish, and promote a great book. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-founder of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, and I go live every Friday with our superstar author, Joanie Lindenmeyer. Joanie, how you doing today?
Absolutely fabulous. Oh my gosh,
Yay!
the sun is shining. It's going to warm up and life is good. And how about
Yay.
you?
I'm good. I just did a radio interview on WWJ News Radio here in Metro Detroit, talking about a Write Your Book in a Day workshop at the Birmingham Public Library on March 15th. It's a Saturday, where people will learn how to write, publish, and promote a great book. And I'm going to teach them how to write their outline. And the interview was with my dear friend, Jackie Page, who's an amazing interviewer. And it just went great. So I can leave I don't have a link to it yet, but it was on WWJ News Radio, which everybody listens to in the car. So grateful for
Nice.
that. Hmm. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
That is so fun. I was on radio yesterday.
On your show.
No, in Ashland.
Oh,
In
really?
Ashland, Oregon on KSKQ. It's on kskq.org now. And I was so thrilled that Maddie and Maisie, Southern Oregon University students, joined me for it. And it was
Oh,
fabulous. So
oh.
what you do, you exude all this stuff and teach me how to do this stuff. And now I'm on the radio like you're on the radio. My
Oh,
gollies.
thank you. And you've got your show called Joyously Free, like our book, the book, Joyously Free.
Yes.
That's
Yes. Oh
awesome,
my
Joni.
gosh.
All
Oh my
good
gosh.
things. And
Yes.
this really leads into our message today that um, the world needs your book. As a book coach, a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, this topic's already been covered. I'm just going to be redundant. Nobody's going to read my book." And I'm like, "No, the world needs the story, the topic, the issue, the wisdom from you. You are a unique person." Joni, do you have that journal you can hold up?
I do. And that is my prop. So
Uh-huh.
is it visible there for you?
Yes, I'll read it. Joni's holding up
Okay.
a journal cover that says, "How cool is it that the same God that created oceans and mountains and galaxies looked at you and thought the world needed one of you too?" So you're unique. God made you just as you are for a good reason. And if you're called to write a book, the reason is you need to share your unique experience, the lens through which you view the world and experience life, and the lessons you've learned that could help people or even save a life. So, Joni, can you talk about why you wanted to share this message today?
I think the word you is the most important thing to be your unique self, to live your truth, to
Mhm.
use your voice. And to me, that's the pizzazz of you being you and being able to share that. And I guess with that comes along, you have to be brave to do that. And I
Mhm.
think all writers, all authors, all people that are out there giving their message of hope or inspiration or struggles, whatever it is, because there's a variety of things that we all need to hear from each other. That helps you be brave and it helps other people be brave.
Right, right, exactly. So your book, None Better, An Amazing Love Story, your best-selling memoir, that has helped people express that they're gay. Like the 85-year-old lady who had never told anybody, but she read your book, heard you speak, and she literally came out to you at age 85, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Mhm.
Amazing. Amazing.
Mhm.
Yep. I
And
was at
then,
the grocery store yesterday. It was very funny. I was at the grocery store picking up some things, and the cashier, young man. And I said, "Well, hi, how are you? What's your name?" He goes, "Well, I'm Brody." I said, "Well, hi, Brody, I'm Joni." And so he goes, "Well, what are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I'm buying groceries, but I'm actually here doing some book events, and I'll be at Barnes and Noble." And so I just went on and on for just a few minutes. He goes, "You're famous. I know you're famous. I can just tell by
aw,
looking at you." And
aw.
I said, "Well, maybe to some people I am, but we all have to be uniquely yourself." And
Mhm.
then we started talking about that, and it was just so cool.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So, no matter what your topic is, it empowers people, it affirms them, and it gives them the courage to do whatever they need to do. So, for example, a lot of people are scared to talk about God or their spirituality. But after I wrote God's Answer is No, KNOW, Lessons from a Spiritual Life, my memoir, many people told me that it emboldened them or gave them permission to speak about God and their spiritual beliefs, which before that they either felt uncomfortable or ashamed or whatever negative emotions were around it. But it just sort of freed them to give their testimony about spirit and God in their lives. So, my other books about race have done the same thing to get people speaking and talking about that. So, for all you aspiring writers out there, don't be scared to share your truth because it's going to give other people permission to do that themselves. And the more of us who are open, out, free, regardless of whatever topic that might be, the better world it can be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
And what are some ways, and I was thinking about that, Elizabeth, what were some ways that I built up my own confidence as a young author? And even before the book was published, what did I do to help me be brave? I think
Mhm.
the number one thing was I started telling people that I'm writing a book,
Yes, you did
you
on
know?
business cards.
I did. And I think that just gave me the confidence and the accountability to say that. And then it was like, oh my gosh, so many people start cheering you on. They want to know how you're doing. And then you taught me to, well, use social media, Joni. And I had never used social media before. And so I started to learn Facebook and I started to have an email contact list. And I started to do these different things I had never done before. So I was being brave by doing that. And in
Mhm.
the process, other people were becoming more brave. And so
Mhm.
it started with a business card. So if you're out there right now and you're writing a book or you're thinking about writing a book, get some business cards made for $20 or $30 or do it yourself. But it
Mhm.
gets the bravery, gets the pizzazz out there.
Pizzazz. I love that word. I love it,
Yeah.
love it, love it. And so also it helps to have a team to emphasize the message that the world needs your story. If people are telling you you should write a book, that is one huge motivator that many people come to me saying. In fact, people were telling my mother that for years, you should write a book about your life. So she did. And then people are like, they read it, they're like, you should make a movie. So that's happening too with a screenplay that'll be soon shopped to Hollywood as a feature film. So if you hear people saying you should write a book, that is really something you should listen to and take action on. Joni, people said that to you for years, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, to both Carol and I. Yes. You have so many stories. Write this down,
Mhm.
and you don't take it to heart right away. And maybe there are authors out there or people that are writing that do take it to heart right away. It didn't resonate with us for a number of years. And then it finally did. And your timing is your timing. It's back to that word it's your unique timing, your unique story, and be honest and truthful with yourself about that.
Yes, yes. And speaking of your story, your way, this week I went to the funeral of a dear friend and one of our authors, Al Allen, whose book is called We're Standing By, which is something he would say to the producer before he went live on the air every morning and was just beloved by millions of people here in Southeast Michigan because he was on Fox 2 for decades and he was just like an icon. So at his funeral, one of the former anchors at Fox 2 News, and it's not part of the Fox National, it's a local station that's just really cool. And one of the former anchors, Sherry Margolis, she held up his book as she was speaking in the funeral. And she said, everybody, please read Al's book. And I also spoke during the remarks and I said, Al did it his way. It's a small book, but he had a giant life. He was a huge trailblazer as a Black journalist and over many years coming out of Little Rock, Arkansas. And so Al did it his way. People said, write a bigger book. He's like, no, this is mine. And he wrote it in like broadcast news story format, which is very unique. And I applaud that. It's like your book, your way, and it will live forever. People Magazine even mentioned it when they did a story about his passing. It will live forever when you're not here physically. Your story will be here in your words, but unfortunately, most people's story never gets written until it's in the funeral program, which someone else wrote.
Mhm. Oh, wow. A great example. I wish I had met him. You've thrown out many accolades for Al many a
Yeah,
time. And
yeah.
so what a cool person. Well, I'll get to meet him when I go to heaven. So that'll be cool. But
True. True.
and I think we all run into people that have unique stories. And I'm glad that Al did it his way. And
Mhm.
glad Al did it his way. That's
Yeah.
cool. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But it ties back into your message that the world needs your story. And
Mhm,
the world
mhm.
needs your story after you're not here anymore, because now his grandchildren, all of his friends and relatives, all the people who knew and loved him, and people who only read about the book, now that he's gone and want to learn more, they get to learn from his wisdom and enjoy his fun storytelling.
Right, right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
It just reminds me when you say the world, one of the first coaching lessons I remember from you, Elizabeth, was you talked about, oh, yes, your book will be on 39,000 online websites. And I remember going like, gotta be kidding me. I'm going to write the story and it's going to be on 39,000 websites. And that's around the world. And so if that's something that you're thinking about it right now, authors, this is how it can literally circle the world. And what it brought to me was when I dumped Carol into the ocean with her ashes, I knew she was going around the world with her ashes, with her spirit. And those two things connected when you said the 39,000 websites. And then I just knew that she was going around to all the beaches in the world with her ashes. And so, if you're listening right now, think about that or just let that resonate with you because that's the pizzazz once again about being unique and how it's a calling. It's a calling. And just like the cover, just like the cover.
I love that. It is a calling. It is a calling and it's very unique. So I hope that we're encouraging all the aspiring authors out there. We'd love to hear from you. So please drop a comment. You can also reach Joni on Facebook at Joanie Lindenmeyer, and you can also email me at twosisterswriting.com. You could even schedule a free discovery call on by the phone or over Zoom at the website and learn about how we can help you. And if you're in the Metro Detroit area, please come to our workshop at the Birmingham Public Library. And Stephanie Steinberg of the Detroit Writing Room, she and I are collaborating on this. She's so innovative. She also has the New York Writing Room, which can help people connect with coaches and agents and editors and
Nice.
photographers. It's just so cool. So collaboration is really important, but it's all about finding your calling and sharing it with others. So I'll put the link to register at the detroitwritingroom.com to the workshop, and I hope you all can join. If not, we have lots of virtual events, and Joni and I are here to provide free guidance for you every Friday. So check out the long playlist of all of our episodes that extend about a year and a half now, which is pretty remarkable. And we cover so many topics, unique ones like this, that are also about the mindset of writing. So, Joni, can you talk about how you absolutely knew the world needed your book?
How did I know that? Um, Jesus told me to write the book. Carol
Well, there you
told me to
go.
write the book. I mean,
Don't argue with
uh,
Jesus.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's how I knew it in terms of how I was going to do that. I didn't have a clue. And then it just sort of serendipitously, miraculously happened that Daniel connected me to your sister and your sister connected me to you. And then from there, the team was formed and we all jumped on and said, let's go. That's
Uh-huh.
basically it. And I guess I think about Elizabeth, sometimes you need those other people to make it come to fruition. And you've talked about this, that team. I think that's really, really crucial at the very beginning that you're not alone. You're not alone. The struggles, the hard work involved, you're not alone in that. So make sure that you find a book coach, find a team. I highly recommend Two Sisters Writing. course, you guys know that because I've been doing 80 podcasts. I wouldn't be doing these podcasts if that was the case. You
Thank
know,
you.
oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I guess the other thought I think about is um, to hang with people that have done it already. That was a big thing for me. As a former athlete and a teacher, I like to have mentors that that have already done it, that has proven to me that it can be done. And that's where you and Catherine came into play, that you weren't just running a business, you were already authors. You had already created your own books. You knew what it was like to go through. And so you knew from your heart and your brain how to help me because of your own experiences and Catherine's own experiences. I think that's very vital.
Mhm, mhm. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the same message about the world needs you, that's what inspires me to be a book coach and a publisher because we present books to the world that might not otherwise get published because we provide the one-stop shop experience for people who don't really know where to start and they like the personal touch. Some people like that we're local, some people just were referred. And so it's a calling and we take it very seriously. It's our mission because all of our books help make the world a better place. All the
Yes.
against the odds success stories and memoirs, the business books, the novels. And even if you're writing a novel, you're entertaining people, you're solving a problem. The novel is an escape. It helps
Mhm.
people forget about all the worries of the day and just
Mhm.
immerse in a story, and you sweep them away into this world of characters, setting, plot, excitement, adventure,
Mhm. Mhm.
conflict, all that good stuff. So, it's fun. It's the process of writing is fun too. So once you
Yes.
get past the idea that the world needs me, then it's a blast when you do it. I love it. You too,
You
Johnny?
betcha. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. I've said that over and over. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it.
I
You know,
love it. I love
yeah, and I
it.
think the other worldly part for me was once the book was completed, it was like, who can I send it to? Who can I get it to? And the world is there. So from Pope Francis to this person to that person to Rachel Maddow to all the different people I've sent it to. Okay, you can do that or give it away or wherever you want to go to talk about it, promote it. You can do that, you know. Oh,
Hmm.
incredible,
Yay.
incredible. What places have you been to that you really enjoyed getting your book to?
Um, Well, it can be as simple as a book club where the ladies are just so absolutely delighted to gather in someone's home and meet the author and ask questions and talk and share their viewpoints. That is something that with my first novels, I was just so delighted to do. But then I've also done amazing things, like I was on the Montel Williams show with my one of my books talking about race. And then I've also done really cool events like a bus tour with like 20 romance writers from around the world, I mean, around the
Oh,
country. I went on two different bus tours and we stopped in multiple states, including Chicago, where we did book signings downtown and radio interviews. And then I was in a book fair in LA twice, and it was in Marina Del Rey at the Ritz-Carlton. And I
oh,
met
I've been
Charlton
there.
Heston, who played Moses.
Who's the person?
Charlton Heston, the
Oh,
actor in the
Charlton
Ten
Heston.
Commandments.
Holy moly's.
Yeah, he was there. That's where I met Montel Williams. I met so many celebrities who were at this book event, and it was a small, intimate experience. So it wasn't like this, like some Book Expo America that has thousands of people there. This was a nice ballroom, and it was just phenomenal. And then another time I was at a Ritz-Carlton event in St. Louis, and lots of authors. And I remember this older lady was assigned to be my escort or my sort of to guide me around the day and all the things. And she just remarked about how nice I was to everybody.
Oh.
And I think that's really important because I've seen authors at events like this that are like snooty and snobby and divas.
Mm-hmm,
And I just think that's
mm-hmm,
awful. So I
mm-hmm.
think it's really important whether you're just starting off, or if you become a superstar, bestseller, famous person, to remain humble and
Yes,
grateful because the very people who are buying your book are the reason that you are the success, the superstar, bestseller.
yes.
So humility and gratitude are so, so, so important on your publishing journey. And if you become a speaker and everything else, it has infinite potential. But again, just giving love, peace, joy, gratitude, and humility are key to success in anything.
Totally. Mic drop on that one for you. Oh, I absolutely agree. I don't know
Thank
how many
you.
times I'm constantly thanking people from everything, from everything. Just thank you for helping me set up. Thank you for making the cookies, Doris. Thank you for Andrew and Jeff, who are my finance people at the book events. Just so many people to thank. Thank you to Ken and Carly for getting my 4 new tires on my car and fixing my belt that broke and saving me from having disaster. And I mean, it's just like, I'm so grateful and thankful. I'm thankful for Joyce for being in this house here. And I don't have to
Oh,
pay for a hotel and I get to hang out with Joyce. I
oh,
mean, it's just all these little things I'm so thankful for along the
yeah.
journey.
hmm So, Joni, that is really tied to our message today about the world needs your book because your book is your energy, it's your message, and your energy of gratitude and thanking people and being kind to people is contained in the book. So when you share it, it just makes the world better by, helping to spread that positive energy. Yesterday, an author I know who's traveled the world with accolades for their book, award-winning book, they were talking about how gratitude and saying thank you is just like a lost art, sadly.
Mhm.
And it's true. I mean, I know there's times when I always hold the door for somebody. Like I look back and make sure there's nobody behind me. And if there is, I hold the door, period. And sometimes people say thank you, but other times they don't.
Uh-huh.
And I just think that's bizarre just to not say thank you. Like what? It's so easy. But yeah, expressing thanks is appreciation is so, so important, especially when someone buys your book or compliments you or writes a review for you.
Yes.
Um, it all underscores the fact that the world needs your book because it gives you a platform to share the positive energy of your thankfulness and humility.
Yes. Yeah. And I think to me, what I'm hearing you say is actions speak loud. And
Yeah,
so
they
it's
do.
not just the words you write, but it's the actions along the journey,
hmm
and taking the time to be with people and appreciate them and thank them is yeah. And it's the
hmm
fun part to me. I'm such a people person. I'm an extrovert off the wall, and I think you are too, but then if you're not an extrovert, you still need to do it your way, what
hmm
works for you,
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
be authentic. You have to be unique.
We actually have a lot of authors who say, I have no interest in going out and doing events or speaking or doing social media. Just publishing the book is enough for them, period. It's a huge
Mhm.
accomplishment unto itself. And they know who they are, and they are not going to go against that just for the sake of promoting when that wasn't even their mission.
Right,
So yeah,
right.
knowing yourself and what your comfort level is the best way to go. So Joni, any final words about how the world needs your book?
Just know that you are a pizzazz made for a reason, and let it rip. Let yourself rip, however that is. Be unique. And
Mhm,
the more diversity and celebration of everybody and their uniqueness is what it's all about. And
mhm,
so,
mhm.
as my tattoo always says, love always wins.
Yes, I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you, Joni, for another wonderful episode of our podcast here on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing channel, sharing positive, inspiring information to help all of you aspiring authors out there write, publish, and promote a great book. Please check out our whole playlist here and stay tuned for next week's show when we will be talking about another hot topic that can help you. I'm also going to put the link here for the Write Your Book in a Day workshop on March 15th, and I hope you can all attend or go to our website, twosisterswriting.com, and learn how we can help you as well. Joni, also, where can people listen to your radio program?
KCIW.org. That's Brookings, Oregon. If you're in the local area, it's 100.7 FM. If not, kciw.org. Weekly, every week, joyously free. Thank you for
I,
saying that.
oh, you're
How fun.
welcome. So exciting because it's named after our book. That's just awesome. And
Absolutely.
excellent, everybody. So we wish you happy reading, happy writing, and we'll see you next week.
You got it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Big hugs.